you there?
I'm here.
Oh my goodness.
I cannot believe that happened.
Yeah, well, I can.
Uh, I was in class, like, we had class time to, like, edit the video, and I, like, pulled it up to
Uh-huh.
my group, because it's a group.
Oops. I
Hello?
don't hear you.
You don't hear me?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi. Do you hear me? Listen, do I have to have my iPad plugged in?
It might lose battery, but you don't have to.
Okay, because it's 100%. I just didn't know if I needed to have it plugged in or not
It,
while we're
sh-
talking.
it should be alright, but might be a good backup. I don't know how long your battery usually lasts.
Yeah, that's pretty good, but I'm good. I'm plugging it in as we speak.
Okay.
Okay. There.
Oh, so frustrated. I cannot believe that happened.
Well, yes, that's the same thing with the computer or the printer. I forgot that the damn printer isn't working,
Yeah,
and for your form.
there's
But
definitely a
you
way.
hear me?
Yes. I bet I could
Okay.
send it to you like as a picture to your iPad and you could probably just sign it with your finger on the iPad.
Oh yeah. Well, I can try
Probably.
that.
Okay.
If not, when is it due?
On Tuesday?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That's why I was like, oh no.
Oh my
Next
god.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got to figure it out, honey.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if I get hung up, I'll be in touch.
Okay. I mean, if it doesn't
Uh,
work, I can just talk to my professor and be like, this is the situation. Is there any way we can get around it? Like an email saying I consent or something.
Yeah, or even stick it in I stick it in the mailbox tomorrow morning, and you
Oh,
should have it by, what's today? Thursday? Wednesday. You should
today's
certainly
Wednesday.
have it by Tuesday.
Probably. All right. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I bet I could get you to sign it on there. I'm pretty sure you can just edit a picture and it'll let you write your name.
Yeah, well, I'll try it. I'll try anything at this point.
Thank you.
Okay, I said, you should have really gotten me last week because a few days ago because we had the kids all day yesterday,
Oh
and by the
boy.
time we got home, and we went to an arcade, and I'm so stupid. I know I shouldn't do. I was all and all this stuff, having a great old time with the kids, but I am in such pain today.
Oh
It's
man, I
not
believe
funny.
it.
So it's good. I'm talking to the physical therapist here.
Yeah, not quite yet.
So, where do you want to begin?
It's the same questions as last time, so
Okay. See if I can
um
remember the answers. Okay.
I mean it's not a big deal if you give a different answer. How is your ability to get around? Has it changed at all since you were younger?
Yeah, okay. So, I think in terms of getting around, I could still walk. We both walk a lot, and that's what keeps us, mobile. Um, and we take the public transportation everywhere because we live in the city. One of the joys of living in the city, amongst many others. Um, Getting around, the mobility and all that. We knock on wood, and I think I said this before. We've been very lucky because we've been healthy, and I standing at the window waiting to hear from you, and I'm watching people go by. It's a courtyard here,
Mm-hmm.
where we live, and I see people all hunched over, and they're barely walking, and they're holding on to walkers and canes, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I know she's younger than I am, or I know she's my age, or a year older, or whatever. And I can't imagine having to do that. I've been so lucky.
Yeah.
So that's part of it for sure. Being healthy. As long as you're healthy, you can do just about anything, I think.
I
Right,
agree.
Mr. T?
Very well. Yes.
He walks.
I I am extremely uh, agile.
Mm, yeah.
Um, I went over to one of the neighbors who's younger than me, he and his wife, and they complained about their disposal. And I got down on my knees and looked underneath the cabinet at the disposal and everything, and they were flabbergasted because I could get down on my knees. And of course, just moved around, and I think
Under the
nothing
sink.
of it.
Under the sink.
Under the
Yeah,
sink.
yeah.
And but I don't know why. I'm much more fragile than Nana. Not
Yeah.
fragile.
Agile.
Agile. Agile. And I'm not sure why. But
Because you
anyway,
never stop.
I never stopped. Okay.
Right, Madison?
Right. That'll keep it working.
Yeah.
Has anything changed in that area since, like, in the past, let's say, like, 15 years, 20 years? Like, is there anywhere...
Changed in what?
Like, have you struggled in any of those aspects? Like with your arthritis, has that gotten worse?
Yeah. But goodness, I have probably 15 years, and it wasn't, so bad when I started out, but I manage because I don't give up. I still walk almost every day, and I still do my exercises, go to the PT, have the acupuncture, anything. Anybody tells me there's some new miracle cure out there, I'll try it.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's been helpful. Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
so. Keep just
We
moving.
slow down.
Yeah.
Just
You
naturally.
get tired.
Yeah. And the heart beats a little stronger. We went for a walk a couple of days ago, and you were complaining about.
My heart was going bum bum bum
Yeah,
bum.
yeah.
But part of it was that I was walking so fast because it was cold.
Oh, yeah.
It was cold and it was windy. It's very windy here because we're right on the harbor, and so it's very windy here. And and I said my heart's going boom 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 boom. But I'm sure, hopefully, that meant that I was just walking too fast
Right.
Yeah.
for my heart to handle.
Keeping the blood
So,
pumping because it's so cold out.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, and did you say that you were taking CBD oil for your arthritis?
Yes. And as a matter of fact, yesterday when we had the kids at the arcade, I noticed there was a GNC. They have them all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to Grandpa, "You watch the kids. I'm going to go over and see if they have any of the cream because it's so expensive. That's one of the things, the CBD stuff and all the cannabis stuff, very expensive, unbelievable. I mean, a little tiny, like maybe I don't know, 1 ounce jar is $45.
Oh my goodness.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, I went into the GNC. The guy said they can't sell it because nationwide there is not one single policy. Some states. I don't think New York has approved of it yet.
We
Whereas
have
Massachusetts
CBD.
has.
Yeah.
You have CBD.
We have CBD.
Yeah.
We can buy like oil and stuff, but we can't get like anything with THC in it.
Yeah. Okay. So here now you can, but anyway, I don't care about that. So anyway, they had it, and it was in a wine store, mind you, liquor and wine, and they had it under lock and key. So anyway, I got some, and this was much cheaper, so I was happy with that. And I find that it does help. It helps quite a bit. I was surprised.
That's good.
Yeah, you have to be sure it has the CBD because there's so much stuff out there now. And I did get some stuff online, and it was hemp.
Oh.
But hemp is okay, but it's not as good as with the CBD.
That makes
so
sense.
that's been
That's
yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Yeah. Anything that might work, right?
Hey, I tried the vaping. I didn't like it, so I
You got the cream instead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
They have
So
like tinctures too that you can like drop the oil under your tongue. I don't know if that
I
would be
tried
something.
that too.
It
I
tastes
tried
awful.
that. It tasted awful,
Yeah.
and you have such a dry mouth afterwards. It's awful.
Yeah.
And I didn't find it was I didn't like it. So
Yeah.
I finished the little thing that I had, but that was it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Oh, oh shit! It's still on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. My next question. Oh, kind of going off of everything we were just talking about, and considering you were just at the arcade with them, how is it chasing around Ben and Andrew and Leah, and how is it different than when you were chasing around Michael and I, and then Deanna and I, or Deanna and Alex?
Oh yeah. I mean, with Deanna and Alex, it was like we were, they were my sisters.
Yeah.
Because Uncle Peter got married young, and she already had a child. So yeah. And then you guys, were. I think we were. Deanna keeps saying that I was at my peak when they used to take care of when I used to take care of them, but I think it was when we took care of you more.
Yeah.
So it felt that that was my peak, because you guys weren't difficult to take care of. You were easygoing kids. You were easy, and yeah, we did a lot of stuff with the dogs, walking around and stuff, and going here and there.
Yeah.
Um,
The beach and everything.
but these guys, it's like, oh my God, you realize I'm going to be 80 this year, and here's this little 3-year old who's, she's mad at me. She kicks out at me. I have to grab her leg and say, stop. And, yesterday, Ben said, Nana, I'll meet you down there. And zoom, he just took off. We were in like a mall, but he just took off. He knew where he was going, but he makes me nervous when he does that in Boston. It's like I'm afraid I'm going to lose him, or somebody's going to grab him, or something's going to happen.
Right.
So it's the anxiety as well as the exhaustion, running around and doing. And then I got into it. I was having fun, and like a silly little girl. And so I started playing the games too. And then last night was like, oh my God, I'm so tired, and I ached all over. So out came the CBD cream last night,
There you go.
for sure. Yeah, for sure. And Grampy was tired, huh?
Oh
Because
yeah.
he
Yeah.
drove home. So on top of all that, we drove home. So by the time we got home, we were really wiped out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet.
But we still do it because we enjoy the kids, and hey,
Right. Still fun.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's just funny that the
Yeah.
youngest ones out of all of us are the rowdiest.
Yeah, when you know it, huh?
Yeah.
When you know it. Well, their father is no kid either, so,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. I had a hard time keeping up with them for a day. I can't imagine.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
Michael was saying how Ben's a good skier. Plus, he's a daredevil. He has no fear. And so he's jumping and zooming. He's off he goes. And
Oh yeah.
oh my God. Yeah.
It was crazy.
So-
Like, I mean, I've been skiing for so long now, and Ben was like, "I'll race you to the bottom. I bet I'll beat you." And I was like, I don't know about that. He was like, "I will. Just go as fast as you can." So I did. I was like going like, I mean, probably not as fast as I possibly could, but like I kept a good pace. He was right there behind me. I was like, I got to the bottom and I
Yeah.
expected him to be like halfway up the
Yeah.
hill. He was right there. I was like, oh my God.
He's crazy.
He's got no
he's
fear.
Crazy. Yeah. So I think one of the things, just to keep in tune with what you're doing, is that you need to figure out your parameters too. Like next year, Leah will be out of the daycare she's in now and into a program the same one that Andrew had been in. And all of last year, we had Andrew on Thursday nights and Fridays because the place closes on Fridays. It's something to do with a religion, closing up. And so Matt asked me if I wanted to do Leah this year, and I said no, I can't. So it's understanding
your
what,
faults or your
yeah, your parameters, what you can do, and what when you have to say no, I can't do that. It's just too much now. So yeah, they'll find somebody else.
Yeah, something will work out.
Yeah.
Maybe her sister or something.
Maybe, but I doubt
Probably
it.
not.
She has a job. She has a job, so
Oh, okay.
it's good. Yeah, she has a job.
Yeah, so probably not.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where's my next question? Um, how is your eyesight?
Oh yeah, I think I mentioned to you the other day that I had my yearly exam, and it was great. Everything came out fine. My eyes hadn't changed. I don't need glasses for an old lady. That's pretty good.
That is good.
So you know, it, I was very pleased, and Grampy's due to have his soon.
yeah. It's been about 5 6 years since I've been.
Bad, bad,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't see a need right now. But I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
go.
go, yeah.
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 Well, he still has the same glasses, and he still seems to, function fine
That's good.
with his eyes. Right. So, yeah, you notice little changes, as you get older, but luckily so far nothing major.
That's good.
Yeah.
What was it like having cataracts, and what was the surgery to remove them like?
He's never had them. I had them in both eyes. I didn't even, the doctor tells you you've got a cataract. You don't even know it. At least for me, I didn't know I had them. And he would tell me when it's getting worse. And now I think you should have them done. You have one at a time, and it was so easy for me. We walked home afterwards. I mean, who has surgery and then walks home? You know, it was fine. It was a piece of cake. So that was great. And I see, as I said, my eyes are fine.
Right.
So I was glad to get it over with. I was nervous, but it's like 15 minutes and you're done.
That's great.
And then they have you, recovery for a while, and they check on you during the day. But yeah, I can't complain about that. That's for sure.
That's good.
Now I did have bleeding in one eye, what they call retinal bleeding, and that was a little more dicey.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did an experiment. It wouldn't stop bleeding. They did eye surgery, and finally he tried an experimental drug, and it worked. But they inject it right into your eye. It's pretty icky. It's scary.
Yeah.
But again, I just feel like I've been so lucky in so many ways because it worked,
Right.
and it's been fine since. It's been years now. So,
That's good.
and we're in Boston, where you have the best, people to work on you. So
That's a good point.
yeah, you know me. I'm a chauvinist. Boston, yay!
I don't blame you. It's
Cataracts are just like what Cooper had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't have cataracts. Yeah.
You know, if you look at someone from the side, you
Yeah.
can almost see it. And I remember Gramps didn't have them for quite a while, and I noticed that he
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
growing a film. And
Yeah. It's like a
Yeah.
film over your eye.
Yeah. Did you notice after? Because I know it's like such a gradual process that they like start forming that you don't even notice that they're there. But once they remove them, did you notice a big difference?
Not really.
No.
And my doctor said, "Oh, it's you're not going to see a whole lot better or anything. It's hard to describe, but
it's like
it's
A
just
fog.
taking the film off,
Yeah.
basically. It's like a film on your eye, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't find much of a difference.
Just more
So, except I had
precautionary.
I had a black eye, the second one, and my dean came in and he asked one of my colleagues, does she have surgery or LASIK surgery or something? And I said, no, tell him that my husband just beat me up last night. So, and we're kidding around about it. before you know it, you're fine.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
Let's keep you guessing.
It's funny. And then, Grampy, you were talking about how you noticed that your eyesight itself isn't any different than it was, but like that your processing is slowed, and that's why you don't like driving as much. Do you mind talking about that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's I think it's more mental now than visual. I think my vision is still pretty good, but sometimes just interpreting what I'm saying, what I'm seeing, and make sure that there's a delay for you to react, and that delay is going to be quicker. And that's my concern about driving. Not quite as quick to make a decision. And sometimes I make crazy decisions, and I don't understand why. Because I come home and I say, why did I do that? And some of them, remember one time with Andrew, I went down Mass Avenue the wrong way.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was just to escape the traffic. It was so bad, and I shouldn't have done that, because if a guy was coming up the other way, he obviously would have hit us, and it would have been head on head.
Yeah.
You know.
Is he scaring you? You're never coming in our car again,
Yeah,
right?
I might drive next time.
We've driven with you.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
Well, we've all done it. I can remember when my father was driving the wrong way around a rotary, and he had I think your dad and Uncle Matt in his car, and I had Uncle Peter, and Grammy, and I was like freaking out because there he is going the wrong way, and I think he, like Grampy, he realized it, and found a way out of it, but it's like, oh my god.
Scary.
So yeah, that's why they don't encourage old people to drive forever.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, he thought he was in Europe or something for a second.
Yeah.
That's funny. Let's see. And then, how is your hearing? Has that changed at all?
Mine hasn't. Luckily, again, knock on wood, I hear very well. But his.
Yeah. Well, mine, I think. Well, I'll repeat. My one ear was at 80%. The other ear was at 40%. And so the doctors that I was at realized that I needed hearing aids. And before that, I knew my ears went bad from the teaching. The only way I could teach was to walk down the middle of the classroom and asking kids to repeat, and it just got bad. So, and honestly, Madison, I didn't have any confidence in the hearing aids, particularly because of because of Grammy's experiences.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I needed them, but yet I knew I needed them. You know how it's the macho thing.
Yeah.
So I put up with it for about a year or two.
Yeah.
And then said, no, I need to do it. And so I went to the local hospital here, and they gave me some excellent examinations and determined that 80 in one and 40 in the other, and then they talked among themselves about what I actually needed, and they felt that one ear actually has the hearing aid, the other ear, the right ear.
Just ignore that. Go ahead.
Yeah, just has an amplifier.
Okay.
And the amplifier talks to the the left ear, which is the good ear. And they felt they wanted to make that decision because of Nana and everyone else, that make sure that they should sit on my right,
Yeah.
especially when I'm driving, because the right was so bad. But I went for a hearing test a couple of years, about a year ago, and they said that my right ear is now improved by 40%, so I'm close to 80. My left ear still the same. So they wanted me to get 2 hearing aids for each ear, but we can't afford it right now. Yeah. So I'm doing well.
Yeah, as long as he wears them. When he doesn't want to hear from me, he takes them off. You know?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, there are times when they hurt, and there are times, you got to clean them all the time, and you can't use any cleaning fluids. So you got to spend time using a toothbrush or a towel or something to clean them well, and then you put them in your ear. And like just recently, last week, one of my ears was infected, so I had to wash it and clean it because I produce a lot of wax. Yeah, which is not. Yeah. And enough said.
He's doing good.
Yeah.
According to the paper, the advertisement and on TV, they've improved immensely. They've also gone way down in cost.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause you guys for just a sec because it's telling me poor connection and like making you guys blurry, and I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah, why is it doing that?
She's got them telling her she's got a poor connection. Is that better? I pressed my plug in a little harder.
No, I think it's a Wi-Fi thing. I don't know. It might be mine. It might be yours. I'm not quite sure.
You think it comes and goes? Now, what is that? I hear like static. Do you hear that?
I don't hear any
Oh,
static.
Okay, it's the wind coming in the window.
Okay.
Sure.
Do you mind if I try hanging up and calling you back? See if that works.
Sure.
All right. There we go. Hi, now I can see you.
Okay. I don't know if that's so good, but okay.
Stop. Let's see. Registered hearing. Is there anything that you guys do that makes your life functionally easier? Like you were talking about, like taking the elevator and stuff like that.
That's an interesting question. Let me see. Well, yeah, we take elevators. We don't. Although we do still climb some stairs just to keep in shape, but we don't drive much if we can help it. What else do we do to keep ourselves functional?
Nana chases me and I chase her.
Oh, don't get him started. I mean, just taking care of yourself. You need an aspirin or whatever. Grampy has this thing, aspirin. I know it's like his miracle drug, and he can't sleep. He'll take 3 aspirin. He'll sleep like honest to God. He's like on a log. He's gone.
Wow.
God, he's sleeping.
Yes,
Aspirin does nothing for me.
Yeah, me neither.
So it's really amazing. Yeah. So it's finding little things that make you feel good, make you get up and want to go through the day. Not to say you don't have bad days, but all in all,
Yeah.
I told your father and your uncle and both uncles, and I said, you need to take a vitamin C every day.
mhm.
And I do that. And one of my concerns was prostate. And yeah, that's gross, but
Keep remembering she's in the medical field. It's okay.
I have not had a problem, and I'm hoping Peter hasn't indicated a problem, and neither Matt or
I don't think it's something they talk about much, honey.
well, I don't know. It's
Vitamin C helps with keeping away the colds too and
Right.
flus
Yes,
and things
yeah.
like that. Yeah. Yeah. We both take vitamins. That's
Yeah.
another thing. My acupuncturist believes in like turmeric and ginger root, and so I take some of those.
echinacea.
Echinacea when I'm on the
And
verge.
zinc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course vitamin D.
Yeah.
Oh, you need
Because
it.
we have
Especially
Yeah.
in the winter.
yeah, exactly. So
And we haven't had a flu shot in
no, we haven't had
years,
any shots.
Wow.
I'm not into shots, so we've been very lucky, and we just keep moving,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Good.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
From there, I can't talk. Wow.
that's okay. It's yeah.
From your experience, is there anything you think younger people should be proactive about to prevent any functional problems in the future? So, like, we were talking about, like, looking at our screens all the time. Do you think that's going to hurt our eyesight? Or, like, loud headphones, is that going to hurt our hearing? Playing sports
Yeah.
and hurting our joints, stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely think. Well, and who knows? When obviously we're not the scientists or the doctors, but definitely think that the loud music and the headphones and stuck in your ear all the time. You get on the T, and you go go two stops, and people don't even know you're there sitting next to them because they're listening to those earphones, and I wonder if that will be a problem as they get older, in terms of their hearing.
Right.
As I say, I hear fine, and at my age, and I never had things stuck in my ears. It wasn't around in those days that much. But even so, I used to have a little Walkman, but I only used it, at the beach for a little bit, but not that much. So I'd say, there's my kitty.
Wanna come say hi?
Hey,
She just kept walking.
Mercedes. Oh, she's such
yeah.
a sweetie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's such a sweetie.
Yeah.
And so,
Well,
yeah.
when I started teaching in the 60s, there weren't any OSHA regulations, and my teaching involved one lab that had about maybe 12 engines in the lab, from a very simple one-cylinder engine to a gas turbine. The gas turbine was typical of those that were at Logan or places like that. And we used to run those machines with the kids. And sometimes we had 2 or 3 engines going at the same time. And again, no restrictions on the ear. And so, and the turbines would screech.
Yeah.
And the diesels were just very loud. In fact, we had a Caterpillar in the lab. And the goal was to teach them these engines, and we took them apart and put them together again, and we also did the engineering calculations on them, so it was very noisy. We also had our own boiler room where we had the engines down in the boiler and producing power for the school, and that was extremely noisy. So
I got it. Yeah.
you know, that I think that was the biggest problem for me.
And then just the eyes. I think that we stare at this computer all day. We at the iPads and Facebook, and so I don't know. I think sometimes that might not be great for your eyesight in the long run. But
Yeah.
who knows?
Who
We'll
knows?
know.
I agree. I definitely
Yeah.
notice after a long day of like writing papers all day that my eyes feel a little off. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wonder.
Mm-hmm.
They burn.
They do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
What about like joints and things like that? Like you guys are very active still and like walk everywhere. Do you think that that's like helpful? Do you think that like people should be moving more than we do?
I do. I do think that's helpful. I think, again, I really strongly believe that if you do nothing else, move. Just move. I mean, cleaning the house, God forbid. But, you can, that, you're moving, sweeping, whatever, going downstairs, getting the mail, walking around, saying hi to people, talking to them. And, just move. And then if you're so inclined, obviously you can go, there's a health club here, you can go on the machines, or you can swim, or wherever. I've been thinking about taking there's a free yoga class at the library, just a path here, and anything like that, move. It's just like the physical therapy, you know move your arms, stretch, whatever you need to do it.
Yeah. I agree
Yeah.
with that.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about? That was all my question. But...
Well, I wanted to. I think I mentioned last time that I'm not sure. What class is this for?
It's called Adulthood and Late Life. Adulthood and Late Life Psychology.
Okay. One of the things that I think is very important to acknowledge is the mental capacity and the toll that life takes on you. And I think I mentioned that I took in grad school this marvelous professor who taught us. It was called, oh gosh, what was the name of it? I can't remember the name of the class now, but it was all about different modules and had different things about what to expect and controversial issues. That's what it was. I knew it was there somewhere. That's the one. That's the thing that we didn't talk about is memory. Memory loss is just so hard to deal with, but especially because it's there, but you can't find it. It's there. We know it's there.
Yeah.
But the sadness that you live with, or the emotional stuff that you live with, because you have so much loss in your life. You reach 80, Megan. We can't believe we're here. Where did the time go, as everybody says? But you have loss of your body, the way it used to look. Your hair sometimes, lots of other things, and then the loss of friends and family. So much loss as you get older, and it's sad. It's hard. It's really hard. But people don't talk about it. They say, "Oh well, they're old," or I guess they're depressed or what. But why? And to acknowledge it and talk about it is really important, I think. So.
Including loss of animals like Cooper.
Yeah.
And we just lost Bucky.
Yeah. Julia's dog.
Julia's dog. And, there's a lot.
Yeah,
friends in particular.
a lot of friends. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
So just to incorporate that into how you're responding, how you're feeling, how you're getting through the day. Because you might say, "Oh, I'm fine and dandy. There's nothing wrong with me," but yet you're just kind of feeling sad, dragging. I don't feel like going out today. Things like that. You need to pay attention to
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
yeah, it's and you're going to be working in this field. So it isn't just that your patient comes in and says, "Oh, my foot hurts," or I've got a headache, or I didn't sleep well last night. Pay attention to what's going on with them,
Yeah.
because it could be it could be some deep depression. So anyway, that's my shtick.
It's important to
Anything
say.
else that you can think of?
No.
Let me just make sure I got all of them. I think we had an email chain going of like all of our questions we were gonna ask. Um,
Uh,
oh, have you noticed that your sense of smell or taste has changed at all?
sense of smell or taste? No.
Well,
I don't
I'll
think
tell
so.
you, we've been experiencing an awful smell
Oh well, the mouse.
from the mouse.
It's the mouse.
Yeah.
We
but,
can still smell.
but yeah.
Yeah.
And taste? I don't know.
We eat well. We
Yeah.
like to go out to dinner.
Yeah.
We like it. Lots of times we'll say, "Oh, it's 4 o'clock or it's 5 o'clock. Want a glass of wine? Time for a drink." And we'll have a glass of wine and have dinner. And
I take the food still tastes.
yeah, we still eat very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think
yeah.
we appreciate some good meals rather.
Yeah, we love to go out to a nice restaurant.
Yeah.
Not a hamburger joint, although we do that too. But a nice restaurant and have something really gourmet. We love to do that. Yeah, yeah, and smell. Yeah, I don't think we've had any problem with that.
No.
No, interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
I know. Yeah, we were cuz we had another project on like the same topic of like functional changes and stuff. And it was saying that like once people hit around like 60, I think it was, like the neurons in your nose like there are less connections or something, so like you smell less things, and because of that you taste less things because like your taste, like your tongue only tastes a few things and then your smell like enhances it. So I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
doesn't happen in
interesting.
everybody, so we've got good
Yeah.
genes.
Yes, that's another thing we never even mentioned, but that's so important to have good genes. Look at how long my parents lived. My
Oh,
goodness, my mother was 103. Um, yeah, and my father was 91. So that's amazing.
The other,
His mother was
I don't
in
know
her
if it's
80s.
important, but teeth are a
Yeah.
problem.
Everything you have to keep
yeah.
paying attention to it.
Most of the fillings that I had are gone. The teeth themselves, in some cases, are deteriorating. I had my, yeah, that's enough.
Get him started.
He got into an accident when he was, I don't know.
30s? Wow.
Yeah, about 30. And I broke my front teeth. And of course, they tried to fix it. And actually, in the Army, they tried to fix them. And, they basically all deteriorated recently. So the art is different. I went and spent a lot of money on my teeth, but I'm very, very happy about the results.
That's important too.
Yeah.
That's important for your health too.
And the eating habits.
But no, when I worked at one of the hospitals, I worked at Mass General many years ago, and I remember that in radiology, and that was one of the things that some of the really good doctors always paid attention to, was they would have them come in and have their teeth x-rayed to make sure they're okay, because they said that had a big bearing on your physical functionality.
Yeah.
So So that's you got to pay attention to everything.
Yeah.
Just, okay, we get up this morning, we're good, let's go. Yeah,
It's true.
yeah. So, huh.
Yeah.
The, the, the other thing I want to stress, very important, and I think we did it, we tried to do it with you guys, is talk, communicate, keep talking, especially to your partner. Um, and it's great. It's great if you keep accepting each other and talking to each other. It helps. I think it extends your life. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every now and then you go somewhere and I'll go somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, if you're together 24/7, you could kill each other too.
That's a good point.
Well, that's why we should talk.
This is our legacy to our granddaughter. Marry a guy that you can stand enough that you're gonna
Yeah.
spend that much time with him.
Definitely. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, last time I thought it was interesting that you brought this up. I don't know if you remember what you said, but you said something about global warming affecting the way that we function. And I don't. I think it might have had to do with eyesight or something, but I don't know. I don't know if you wanted to touch on that at all.
Oh, for sure. I truly believe in climate change, and they've got to get on the stick and do what they need to do to make things better, because they're just letting things go, and then they're arguing about is there climate change or not. Come on, we get beyond that. Sure, I think with the changes in the weather, the humidity, the dry, the changes from coast to coast, the rising of the tides, all of that has got to affect us, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like living in a city and like all the toxins in the air that might.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or living in the country and getting bored. I don't know.
All the pollen.
Yeah. Again, the rising tides. I keep telling Uncle Peter pretty soon he's going to have shorefront property.
Yeah.
He will.
Yeah.
That big nice house
Yeah.
with the big clock on it.
Yes,
And
exactly.
the people
That's
across the
going.
street that have the gun, nah, they're gone.
They're gone.
Give it another couple years.
Have a gun?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
ones across the street from the big house, because they didn't
Yeah.
like people walking down their street.
Right. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Yeah,
Lots of things. Lots of things.
definitely.
Yeah. I think if there's anything else that I've missed here. How are you going to do this? You're going to do this in some. You did the interview. Now you've got a couple of other interviews.
Yeah, so then we have an interview with a girl my age and one girl's mom, who I think is like mid 40s or 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna crop it together somehow. I'm not quite sure yet.
Yeah.
We'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see the contrast between the young people and as you get older and how you look at things and
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what we
That'll
thought.
be interesting. Yeah.
It was a pretty open-ended project. They pretty much just said interview people and listen to them and their story. We were like, okay. Like that was
Yeah.
the only direction we got. So
That's good though. I used to have my students do interviews, informational interviews, and mostly on criminal justice. So they'd interview a cop or they'd interview a lawyer or whatever, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I enjoyed reading them and the questions that they asked and the answers that were given. We should all. I think Grampy hit it on the nail on the head. The communication. We all need
Yeah.
to communicate. We need to get along.
Yeah.
We need to talk to each other and we learn so much from each other, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going good. You're going to have a great career. Could be fun.
Yeah.
You'll have good days, bad days. Just remember, they could be depressed.
Yeah.
Say, oh,
Absolutely.
yeah, my grandmother said something about this. Okay.
Just keep it in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good point.
Yeah.
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 Well, life does flow.